Nothing scripted.
Hey, all right, here we go. Hey, yeah. Hey, y'all, I'm laughing because this my homeboy, Big Lien. He the man with the tax liens. It don't matter where is that. If it's a tax lien in Los Angeles, North Carolina, in Sweden, or Africa, he gonna find a tax lien. He gonna call him 100 times. I call him Big Lien, man. I don't know what y'all call him, but I'm gonna let him speak for himself, man. Go ahead, my bro.
Well, my name is Glenn Rogers Jr. I'm originally from Annapolis, Maryland, born and raised,
Okay.
but I currently live in Baltimore City. What got me into real estate is after I bought my house in 2014. Like I started watching shows on HGTV and DIY, so that way at least if something break, I can learn how to fix it myself. And it was two shows that opened my eyes that made me realize that real estate was where the money is. The first show was called Flip or Flop, where of course they take the messed up houses, fix them up, sell them for a profit. But the one show that definitely opened my eyes was a show called Income Property. So basically on the episode, it was a couple that had a house, they had a basement, a first floor and a second floor. So what they did was they turned their basement into a one-bedroom apartment. So they rented their basement out. I forgot for how much money, but every time that person was paying rent, that rent was going towards their mortgage and car note. And then every time they got paid from their job, they was going on vacations and eating out. So like my jaw just like dropped to the ground. Because all the movies I used to watch from like the late 80s, early 90s, they always portrayed landlords as some old white man with messed up teeth with a whole bunch of keys, or an old fat white woman with a nightgown on and a bonnet. So when I seen that shit, when I seen that show, I'm like, yo, how can I get my foot in the door with real estate? So ever since then, I've been on that grind.
Yeah, man. So it just sounds like you saying we just, we need to live off our assets. We see a lot of people, like you said, the betrayal, the landlord is some like greasy old dude. He just ain't fixing the damn thing. But shoot, he probably wasn't even getting no money on those buildings. But
landlords make money.
Yeah, landlords. I'm just thinking about them big apartment buildings. You got that landlord that live in there, like Coming to America. Remember the dude Coming to America? He was in there. He wasn't getting no damn money. He just in there smoking cigars all the time, harassing motherfuckers. Shoot, but yeah, man. Tell us about the process, man. Everybody, the tax lien. We just looked at it, y'all. Somebody just tried to steal the man whole hustle. Went on that. Glenn been rocking tax liens. What 2018, 2019?
Yeah.
And I was trying to do wholesaling, and you brought that to my attention, and then I tried to jump on it, but you kept the momentum with it. So just go ahead and break it down to us real quick.
Now the tax lien process is it's straightforward and it's easy. So basically what the tax lien process is, just so that you have a property, because everybody has to pay property taxes, or just say the grass is too high, you don't cut your grass, they pay the fine to get your house, or if you just have trash or whatever. So they'll pay the fine against your property. So what happens is, if you don't pay that fine, or if you don't pay your property taxes, whatever jurisdiction you're in. So for example, I live in Baltimore City. So Baltimore City will auction off whatever you owe the city if you don't pay it off. So every county in every state has a tax lien process, but Baltimore City is straightforward. So just say you don't pay, if I don't pay my property taxes, Baltimore City will now auction off my property taxes to the public. So anybody from Bob, Jim, Tyrone, Cujo, Pippi can now purchase what I owe Baltimore City. And then if I don't pay their money back, what they would do is, as the person that currently owns the lien and pay for it, you can go get a lawyer to foreclose on the property. And foreclose means to take the property from the owner. Me, I target vacant properties. I don't have a heart to target homeowners, because most of the time the people that lose the properties is Black people, especially coming from like Annapolis and Anne Arundel County, because it was our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our aunts, our uncles that was on set income. And here come a white person with money, they would pay the lien, and then our people can't afford to pay it, so they would lose their property from over something as simple as a $500 tax lien tax lien. So basically, anyway, the process is you pay the lien. Well, first you have to figure out what area you want. I target specific neighborhoods and specific streets. So if just like I'm interested in one neighborhood, which is Harlem Park, I try to find all the houses in Harlem Park. So what I do is I look at the list, it's a list, and it tells you the street address and the lien amount. So what I'll do is I'll go look at the property. I'll go look at the front. I'll go look at the back. And then if I can get inside, technically you're not allowed inside because it is trespassing. But if you can get inside, the better. So like I said, what I do is I go look at the front, I go look at the back, and then I also go inside. I make sure I do wear like a reflective vest and a helmet, because I don't want, this is still Baltimore City. and you don't want to just walk in the alleys and niggas think you're trying to rob them.
Hey,
so
man,
that's why I go with like some work here, some papers in there. Yeah, so the process is simple. Like if it's a house you want, just say 123 Gilmore Street. If I like 123 Gilmore Street, I'll call to see the lien is still available. The city will let me know if it's still available or not. I'll pay the lien. So once I pay the lien, after like a month, they give you the certificate saying that you now own the lien to the property. What you do is you now take that certificate to a lawyer to start the foreclosure process. I mean, you can do the foreclosure process yourself, but I highly recommend getting a lawyer because at least the lawyer is more experienced. You don't have to worry about missing nothing. And the lawyer can run you anywhere between $2,500 to $3,500 for the lawyer, and that's per property. But the good thing about when you have a lawyer, like I don't deal with no court hearings or nothing. I couldn't tell you nothing that goes on when it comes to the court cases.
That's good.
Yeah, the lawyer deals with all of that.
A lot of headache.
Yeah, but yeah, the process is straightforward. Is if it's a particular area you like, you go look at the property. If call downtown to see if the property still available, pay the lien, get a lawyer, and sit back and wait.
Yeah, so man. I like it, man. Like I see you said that you choose. Let the people know, man, why you choose, because people don't understand when they go on the tax lien list is vacants and empty properties. Tell them why you choose the properties that you choose, the vacants versus the non-vacant properties.
Oh yeah, like as I already said, like I choose the vacant properties because I feel as though if it's vacant, 9 times out of 10, the owner doesn't want the property. And also I choose the vacants because, like I said, I don't have the heart to still will take a property from a homeowner because, like I said, most of the time the people that can't afford to pay their liens are black people. So I don't have the heart to take it from a homeowner. But like I said, if it's vacant, I don't care who you are, I'm coming for that property, especially in the neighborhood I want. Like the neighborhoods I like is Harlem Park.
Well, you don't tell them your neighborhood. What they gonna get you, Glenn? They already got you one time, boy. You telling your neighbor they're gonna be out there. You gonna be walking around and you gonna see somebody else with a flashlight going to the house behind you, talking about where you going? They're gonna be trying to get your swag again. They already stole. Maybe I can capitalize off of it because, like I said, they go in the neighborhoods I like. If they start fixing up the properties, that means if I get a property in an area, my property will benefit off of it. But yeah, I target Harlem Park, Union Square, and Franklin Square. The reason why I target those 3 neighborhoods because, for one, they border downtown to the to the east. Downtown is to the east of Franklin Square, Harlem Park, and Union Square, but to the west you have the West Baltimore MARC train stop. So you can always cater to DC folks because the cost of living in DC is expensive. So like you can always tell people you can live in Baltimore, get the Baltimore prices, but yet you can still commute back and forth to DC via the train. That's fast.
So and it also is easy access to 295, easy access to 95. You're not too far from Catonsville. So the location is good. It's gold. And also there's a lot of multi-units. Multi-units is those houses is like 4 levels that you can turn. You can either have it as a single family or you can have 3 to 4 separate apartments in one house. That's what a multi-unit is.
Man, they're gonna be calling you after this. You think the guy already stole your whole swag? This is the only guy that you're gonna see call. This is the only big lien boss lien I recognize. Everybody else that's selling lists, I don't know what they got going on. This man be out here grinding. He be in the streets. He be in a house, a rat run behind him. He don't even act like he see the rat. He step on the joint. He got on, you know what I'm saying? He comes straight from work and go look at 20 tax liens a day. And then he called the city. And the city, they tired of him. They might give him a job. They might have to soon.
Oh, yeah, they know my voice by now downtown. They definitely know my voice.
You better get
like, this is Glenn. I'm like, yeah.
Hey, you better get a Google voice number. They're going to start blocking you. Like, man, you done terrorized them folks, man. But shoot, man, I appreciate you coming on here, brother. I don't want to hold too much of your time. People already took the whole swag,
about the process. Like I said, the process, like I said, is easy. It's straightforward. It's just it could take anywhere from
the time
8 months to like there's one property I've still been foreclosing on ever since 2020.
But it's worth it though, ain't it worth it when you finally get them properties? That's why you got a lot of eggs in the. You got a lot of properties in the pipeline, as we say in real estate.
Exactly, and that's what I recommend. I tell people to basically have a whole list of properties because
you look for that one that's going to be gone.
There's 2 outcomes. Well, I'm gonna say 3 outcomes. First outcome, the owner could pay the lien off, and that's what it is. If the owner paid the lien off, they have to pay back the lien amount, whatever money he kicked off for the lawyer, and then if the house is vacant or if they've rented the property out, they have to pay back an 18% interest rate. If they own it, it's a 12% interest rate. So they have to pay back the lien amount, the interest rate, plus whatever money kicked off for the lawyer. The second option is you end up with a property.
Yes.
The third option is you can lose your money. The only way you can lose your money is just if you say the house was to collapse, or just say a homeless person
fire or
there
something
and burn it down. But for the most part, it's a win-win. You either end up with the property or you end up with your money back plus interest.
Yeah,
I want the property.
Right.
Once I get my capital up, I'm definitely going to do it strictly for interest rate, because 12% or 18% on your money is a lot of money.
That's why I tell people, you've been saying that for a long time. Well, talk about that, man, because the percentage is so important, because everybody like, I'm going to put my money in the bank, I'm going to save it. But tell them about these percentages, man. They can't look at their bank and get that. They're getting 1% of the bank, 1.
No, you get less than 1%.
Yeah,
I got Bank of America. You get 0.01%. So let's do the math. Where my calculator at?
It's point. That's not like point disrespect.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't even got to run that. That's just disrespectful. Like,
so just like, all right, just say you put $1,000 in a savings account in the bank at Bank of America. After a year, let's see, 1,000 times 0.01%, you would have made 10 cents on your money off $1,000 after a year, having your money in a savings account. But if you take that same $1,000, so just say after you took $1,000 and after a year, the owner paid the lien off after a year, you would have made $180 on top of your money. So you would have made your money back plus $180. So what's better, $180 or 10 cents?
And then you get the properties too.
Yeah, so that's why I said
the property is even better. You always winning in some way. You're getting something back that's going to make sense for your pockets. Like, and it's, I tell people, like I said, you might not get the property every time, but you jumped out there and got something, and you took a risk. A lot of people scared to take a risk. They're scared to lose that money.